Hi everyone, it's Kylie here from GF Oats Australia. Today I want to talk to you about a blog that I've written explaining what gluten is and what the testing is that shows that here in Australia it's less than 3 parts per million and in other countries it's less than 20 parts per million minimum. So gluten, of course, is a combination of proteins we know now, not one single protein. It's predominantly found in wheat, which gives you that lovely texture of it sticking together, binding, bending. It's like a glue. So when you're baking with gluten-free flours, you need to replace a gum, like a xanthan gum or something like that into it so that it helps bind the flours together. If you baked with gluten-free flour on its own, they would just fall apart because they have no gluten in them. Okay, so that's what gluten is, but the measuring standards are interesting. So there is a bit of a threshold. So here in Australia, they test down to less than 3 parts per million. So if you see the words gluten-free on a product, you as a consumer are probably thinking that it's 0. However, it's not. They are allowing for this little bit of a threshold. And interesting thought that if you are purchasing a product that is imported from the US or UK and it doesn't state anywhere on the packaging otherwise, you can safely assume it has only been tested down to 20 parts per million. So unless the importer is actually putting on the packaging that they've got Australian testing samples of that product or on their website, you can basically assume it's not down to 3 parts per million like we have the standards here in Australia. So basically, what does less than 20 parts per million? It means that it's like, what did I put? 0.2 of a milligram, or 20 milligrams per 1 kilogram of food. So it's very minute, but then it depends on how much of that food that you actually eat. So in a slice of bread there might be 57 milligrams per kilo. So does that make sense? Now if you're seeing anything here in Australia that has the words low gluten, and I don't see many products because that's quite confusing, that means that it has been tested and it's come up with a reading between 3 and 20 parts per million. So all of this has been under review for a little while, and we've been trying to get, the food standards have been trying to get in line with the rest of the parts of the world. Now I talk about that in my blog, and I've given you a link to the outcome of that research. So there's some interesting things that have come out of that I won't go into today. On my blog, and I'll put a link in my the comments below, you can actually go to the blog, see the results of that study, and also go to my research page. So there's lots of things that I can't blatantly tell you on our website because, of course, oats cannot be labelled gluten-free here in Australia. So I have a research page that I've put together. So that helps me to send people to that page to go and get some answers for themselves about gluten-free. So I hope that that's cleared up a little bit about that testing, and if you have any other questions, please ask me in the comments below. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of January. There's only a week or 2 left. Boom, it's gone. And I will see you for more exciting information and stuff that we're going to share with you in February. Bye for now.